Welcome back to Unlimited Recaps. Today, we'll be diving into a thriller crime film from 2002 titled Phone Booth. Stuart Shepard is on the phone with a client as he strolls down a crowded New York street, followed by his assistant. He treats his helper like a jerk, is impolite, uninformed, and a womanizer. He is a dishonest publicist who consistently succeeds in winning over his clients with his flattering lies, making them believe that he is sincere and caring. One day, he goes into a phone booth to make a call, but before he can do so, a pizza delivery guy shows there and gives him a free pizza. When Stuart tries to get rid of him, the man persists, which annoys Stuart, who then yells at him. Following the man's departure, Stuart informs his girlfriend Pam, with whom he has been having an affair behind his wife's back, that he is trying to put her in touch with some agents so that she can get support for her acting career. When the phone finishes, he hears a ring and answers, only to find a stranger on the other end. Stuart is advised that he should have accepted the pizza since it would have given him strength for what was about to happen, and the man advises him not to leave the phone booth. The man responds that he is someplace nearby and can monitor Stuart's every action when Stuart asks him how he is doing. Due to the numerous open windows in the vicinity, Stuart was unable to locate him despite his best efforts. When the man mentions his wife Kelly, Stuart hangs up, confused about who he is. He dials Pam's telephone himself after the man calls him again and instructs him to do so. He informs Pam that Stuart is always lying to her and introduces himself as his friend. Stuart is listening to the call. Pam is also told. He tells her that Stuart contacts her from the phone booth every time in order to avoid being discovered by his wife, who frequently looks through his phone bills. The man informs Pam that Stuart is merely flirting with her in order to have sex with her because he is married to a woman named Kelly. Pam finds this unbelievable. The man tells Pam that Stuart has never made anyone famous and hangs up after she argues that he promised her an audition. The man now advises Stuart to phone Kelly and inform her of his affair. Stuart, however, tells him that all he wants is to spend time with Pam. A call girl walks up to the booth while they are still conversing and tells Stuart to hang up. She becomes upset when he won't leave and quarrels, but she quickly goes after telling her friend about him. The man declines Stuart's invitation to come to his office so they may have a casual talk, claiming that he isn't like his clientele. The man threatens to do it for Stuart unless he calls Kelly and confesses. After acknowledging his defeat, Stuart calls his wife, who informs him that a man has just called and that Stuart will be calling her shortly to discuss a significant matter. The woman from earlier returns with her buddy and begins to harass him. Stuart tells Kelly not to trust the man, who expresses his love for her and ends the call without mentioning Pam. While the man accuses him of lying, he is able to eliminate the woman's gang. The man tells Stuart not to end the call because he is aiming a sniper rifle at him and might kill him in an instant. Stuart becomes agitated and chooses to do it. Although Stuart doesn't trust him, he is startled by the sound of the rifle being loaded. Stuart is furious and threatens to call the police, but the man shoots at a toy outside the booth, demonstrating that nobody would be concerned if he were shot because everyone is too preoccupied to notice. A street seller soon shows up at the scene and insists that Stuart come out. Stuart gives him some cash to depart, and the man asks if he needs help getting rid of him, but Stuart says no. The man then points his weapon at Stuart and tells him that he has already killed 2 men in the same area for not coming clean about their wrongdoing. Later, Leon, a pimp, shows up with the same call girls and insists that he cut the call. While the women applaud, Stuart offers him the money, but Leon declines and keeps arguing, shattering the glass of the booth. When Stuart declines the man's repeated offer of assistance in getting rid of Leon, Leon becomes angry and grabs a baseball bat with the intention of hitting Stuart. The man offers to finish him again, but Stuart, confused by the circumstances, lets him go, and Leon is shot right away. Despite Stuart's attempts to defend himself, the women accuse him of having a weapon and hold him responsible for Leon's death. The man claims that he monitors people via the window and holds the bad guys accountable for their actions when Stuart asks that he reveal who he is. Stuart uses his mobile to call 911 as the man is speaking, but the man gunshots his ears, claiming to be able to see everything. Stuart is ordered to leave the phone booth by the NYPD, who are encircling the area in the meantime. Stuart worries that they will shoot him, but the man reassures him that his safety will be guaranteed as long as he doesn't do something foolish, and that the police cannot do that in front of so many people. After Leon's body is found, an officer named Ed Ramey approaches Stewart and offers to negotiate his surrender. The women assert that Stewart has a gun in his pocket, despite his insistence that he did not shoot anyone. The man points at Officer Ramey and tells Stewart to make fun of him about his wife. Stewart grudgingly complies with the order until Ramey leaves, saying he will go fetch the lawyer Stewart asked for. Reporters from the media have now reached the area and are documenting the entire event. Stewart is informed by the man that the media would help maintain order among the police. Stewart's cell phone starts ringing in his pocket, but he is unable to answer it as the police will think he is trying to get a weapon. The man tells Stewart to confess about Pam and demands that he answer the phone, thinking it is Kelly. He also tells Stewart that his current predicament is a result of his persistent lying. However, Stewart sees Kelly coming to the scene and asking the policeman to allow her to talk to her husband. When Stewart recognizes the caller on his cell phone, he accuses him of mental manipulation. When Kelly asks the police about her husband, she is told that Stewart is the main suspect in Leon's death. However, she finds it inconceivable that Stewart could act in such a manner. Stewart denies having a relationship with Kelly when Ramey urges him to talk to her. Kelly begs Stewart to cooperate after presenting the officer with documentation of their marriage. The man won't let Stewart go despite his assurance, saying that he misled to him in the same way that he does to his customers. Furious, Stewart ends the call and exits the phone booth, announcing his capitulation. However, the man is going for Kelly once more, so he has to pick up the phone. The man reveals that he has previously hidden a gun in the booth ceiling, despite Stewart's assurances that he will go out and tell the authorities that he didn't kill Leon because he is unarmed. Then he reveals that he is in a nearby apartment. Pam arrives at the scene as well. The man tells him to shoot Kelly or Pam, or he will. Stewart pretends to pick up his ring and calls Kelly in stealth, letting her overhear the exchange. When Kelly hands the phone to Officer Ramey, the officer finds the sniper and hears Stewart pleading with the caller not to hurt Kelly. He requests that his team carry out a covert search without disclosing their knowledge of him. After learning of Stewart's innocence, Ramey proceeds to the phone booth and talks with him to buy his team some time. After giving Stewart the impression that they understand the problem and are attempting to assist, he withdraws to the automobiles. Stewart is told by the caller to either hold the gun or admit his lies. Stewart, who is helpless, acknowledges that he has never been of service to anyone and has always lied to them. He then presents Pam to Kelly and tells her that he was having an affair. He expresses regret to Kelly for not being a reliable husband. Police are able to locate the caller in the interim, and the officer tells Stewart that he will be freed shortly. When Stewart tells the man that the police have located him, he thinks he is lying, just like he does to everyone. When the man threatens to shoot Kelly, Stewart frantically exits the booth brandishing a gun and begs the man to kill him instead, but the police officers shoot the caller. In the booth, Officer Ramey answers the phone, but his squad is on the other end. They let him know that although they arrived at the flat, the man had already passed away. After regaining consciousness, Stewart learns that the rubber bullets were the only thing that had wounded him. He finds Kelly by his side and apologizes to her, who accepts his apology. When Stewart is brought to identify the man's body, he is startled to discover that it is the pizza delivery man from earlier. Stewart is receiving first aid in the ambulance when the true caller arrives and warns him that they might meet again if his newfound honesty does not last long and leaves. The phone rings again only for some other guy to pick up. Fun fact, as of May 2022, the last phone booth in New York was removed. In the end, Stewart's journey in the phone booth becomes more than a test of survival. It's a moment of reckoning for his dishonest ways. His lies, manipulation, and infidelity all catch up to him as the mysterious caller forces him to confront his darkest truths. Though he manages to escape the ordeal with his life, the encounter leaves a lasting impact as he comes face to face with the consequences of his actions. With a renewed sense of honesty, Stewart is given a second chance, but the ominous final warning from the real caller hints that redemption will not come easily and his past may still haunt him. Please give the article a like and a comment if you liked it. Make sure to hit the channel subscribe button since I post a lot of movie recaps.